Heyo, Ashton here. Hope everyone is having an amazing day so far. I am here today to talk to you about all of the technology that I use to run my business, and it's a lot. So I've got my little pieces of paper here to help me remember all of them, and I know for sure I have forgotten one or two, but it is what it is at this point. So these are the ones that I'm going to tell you about today. If you're super curious about learning how to Sketchnote, which is like amazing, like personal note taking where you can draw your own notes, feel free to stay to the end of the video and I will share with you on how to get your own free guide on how to Sketchnote. All right. So I'm going to pick these up one by one and I'm going to tell you quickly about each one and see that this doesn't take like 30 minutes to talk about and explain. Okay, so in no particular order, based on when I pick them up, I will talk about each one briefly. Okay, so number one is Linktree. I don't use Linktree very much. It's on my Instagram, but it allows people to just go through and see all of the linky links that I have there that they can check out. So Linktree is good, and you can mostly get away with the free version of it unless you have if you're picky about lots of things, but I just use the free version of this. So Linktree, number one. Hellosign. Hellosign is a signing program. I send all of my contracts through Hellosign to get signed, and beautifully easy, and it's pretty awesome. So I really like Hellosign for signing contracts. Next one is Mural. If you love sticky notes, you're gonna love Mural because it's basically glorified sticky notes, like digitally, and it's an amazing collaboration tool. I have many mural boards for many different things with clients and also for myself to keep myself organized on specific tasks. So I love Mural. Mural is amazing, and I highly recommend Mural, and it's amazing. So Mural. Next one is SiteGround and Hoover. SiteGround is where I host my website, and Hoover is where I buy all of my domains. So SiteGround and Hoover. Later, I use for scheduling out some of my social media posts. So that's pretty easy. There's tons and tons of different social media scheduling programs out there. But a little while ago, we were looking into some different ones, and this one seemed the best for what we needed at the time. And I'm sure there's other ones out there that would be amazing as well, but this is the one that I use. All right, so Camtasia. So I use Camtasia to screen record my screen if I want to capture what I'm drawing and put it into a video form. So I mostly use Camtasia for that. I'll also use it for like these types of videos if I'm like cutting in different screen capturing things, lack of better words. So yeah, Camtasia is a program I've been using for quite a while now. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The next one is Adobe Photo Plan. That's like Photoshop mainly. I use Photoshop a tiny bit, not very much, but it's good to have it when I need it. So a photo plan to have Photoshop. Movavi is the program that I use to edit all of my videos, like this one here. It's just one that I found. It's pretty easy to use. The learning curve is not very steep. So yeah, so Movavi is what I use to edit videos. Next one here, Google Drive and Dropbox. I use both of them for different things. So Dropbox is where I keep a lot of my documents like ongoing. And I also share folders with clients where I then put my graphic recordings in so they can have them. Google Drive I tend to use if I'm working with like clients ongoing. So if there's something that needs a lot of communication rather than just putting like final graphics in. Final graphics would go in Dropbox, but something that's a little bit more collaborative or we're like working through drafts of something, usually I'll use Google Drive for more like collaborative stuff. I'm not sure why I do that. It's just kind of what I like to do, but that's how I use those two different cloud thingies. Trello is where I organize myself. I have been using it since fall of 2019, and it's just where I organize all of my different client projects, and just where I keep everything that I need. If someone asks for a bio, I go to my Trello card and I grab it, or whatever it is. So it's kind of like more so for like smaller organizing things. Like if there's documents and stuff, I'll keep them in Dropbox or Google Drive, but kind of ongoing things that I need to be like notified about. Just kind of keep myself organized. Trello is it. Next one is Manycam. Manycam is a software that I use that I can share my drawing screen when I'm drawing live in an event. I do have another video about that, and you can go and check it out, and just walks you through kind of the back end of how I do that. So Manycam's a pretty sweet program. Calendly is a program that I use to help schedule meetings. So if someone wants to meet with me, it's just so much easier for me to send over my Calendly link, and they can book in a call with me to discuss their event or their project or whatever it is that they're working on. So kind of so we're not sending so many emails back and forth. It's a pretty great tool. So Calendly is what I like to use for scheduling meetings. Proposify is a program that I like to use when I'm working on documents, like proposal documents that I can send over to prospective clients. I put examples of my work in them, and then as well as like rates and stuff, and then you can send it over to the client through Proposify. It's a bit big brothery as well, because you can see if they've opened it, you can see how many times they viewed it and stuff like that. You can also download it as a PDF, which is what I normally do now. I don't send them a lot through the program right now for some reason. I just like to download the PDF and keep it in Google Drive so that I can just share the Google Drive link. So Proposify is a pretty cool program. It's got some really interesting like design elements in it as well, if that's something that's like not a strong point for you. So there's that one. I'm realizing I forgot another one, so I'm going to write it down here quickly. So the next one I'm going to talk about is the one I'm writing down, which is Canva Pro. So I use Canva for lots of different things. A lot of times it's like for mocking up, not so much like graphic recording, like live graphic recording work, but if I'm like asked to do other type of design work, or if I'm making booklets for my online courses or something like that, I'll use Canva. I use Canva, just the regular version, like the free one, for a long time, but I recently upgraded it because I felt like I needed some of the extra elements that the Pro provided. So Canva Pro, there's that one. Podia is a pretty cool program that I use for hosting all of my programs and courses on. I recently switched to using it for my email as well. So if you're on my newsletter, I would send it through Podia. And so it's not, the email part of it isn't as robust as other email providers, but I'm liking it so far. I might change it off if my email list got like a bit bigger and I felt like I couldn't handle it through Podia anymore, but I'm liking the simplicity and the minimalismness that Podia provides, not just for their course stuff, but also for their email, which is really fun. So, and their customer service is like freaking amazing. So highly recommend Podia. Upwork I use from time to time, mostly if I have like a random thing that I can't figure out, or if I need something tweaked on my website that I can't figure out or something, I'll go on there and look for someone to do a small task for me that I just don't have capacity for, or mostly don't have the skills to do. It's great. You can just go on there and post, like, I'm looking for someone to help me change something on my website or whatever it is. And there's some pretty talented people on there to be able to help you with some small tasks that kind of weigh you down. So Upwork is one. Okay, so for the next one I have is BombBomb. BombBomb is a pretty sweet program to use to send video emails. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on my video emails that I send to people. I really like, even though I find them a bit awkward to do and to send, a lot of times I work with people who I've never met, and I'm a stranger on the other side of the email, so it's nice to kind of just show that I'm a real person and I'm like get to be awkward in them. So yeah, so BombBomb's a really fun program that I like to use. I use it definitely weekly, if not multiple times a week. So BombBomb is super fun. And I guess last but not least is Sketchbook Pro. This is one of the most popular questions that I get in terms of what sketching program I use. I am not necessarily an Apple user, so I like using Sketchbook Pro. I have a Microsoft Surface that I draw on, and Sketchbook Pro is pretty easy to use, pretty great sketching program because I don't need a lot of like anything like super robust for drawing, because most of the work I do is so fast that I can't use all the fancy amazing things that other sketching programs would offer. I find Sketchbook Pro really great. So that's it. I know I forgot one or two, certainly. Maybe I'll put them in the description if I remember, or once I'm using one, be like, oh yeah, I forgot to put that in the video. Yeah, so make sure you go and check out sketchnote101.com and grab your own sketchnoting free guide if that's something that you want to play around with. And yeah, I hope that was an interesting insight of my ramblingness of all of the technology that I use in my business. If you like more of these types of behind the scenes videos, make sure you subscribe and click the bell thingy and all that good stuff. Yeah, until next time, happy doodling, happy days, and we'll see you soon.